What's up YouTube? This is Dave Winchester with The Lost Save, and this is my 31 Games for Halloween series. Today I'm going to be talking about Splatterhouse on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. For those of you who don't know what Splatterhouse is, it's actually a remake or reimagining of the old arcade game slash TurboGrafx-16 game slash eventually on Sega Genesis game. The original games were side-scrolling beat-em-ups. The new game, the one out on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, I should say newer game, is actually a 3D style beat 'em up. There's a little bit of platforming in it, there's a little bit of quick time events in it, but it's still mostly just you beating the shit out of demons and all sorts of different crazy types of enemies. So what is this game about? Well, you play as the character Rick, who somehow manages to get a possessed demon mask on his face and becomes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on steroids, and he goes on a huge quest to go and rescue his girlfriend from a crazy scientist person. That's pretty much the entire story of the game. I mean, there's a lot of twists and turns, and I think time travel's involved in some way, but the overall gist is you just go around trying to rescue your girlfriend. It's actually very fun. I wasn't expecting it to be as fun as it is. When I first picked it up, somebody had told me about it a long time ago when I actually worked at GameStop and said it was a really good game. It just had some minor flaws. And I'd have to agree with that. The game is really fun to play. It has a cool upgrade system. The combat system is somewhat simple, but it can be a little bit complicated just because of how you have to drain health from enemies. There are no health pickups. As you beat up enemies and weaken them, you earn power. You use that power in different ways. One of them is you go into kind of a berserker rage mode and start just doing massive amounts of damage. I actually think you don't take any damage in that mode. If you do take damage, it's very little. Or you can use the power-up ability to actually drain the life of the enemies that are around you. That adds a little bit of depth to the game, but for the most part, you're just going to be mashing the same buttons over and over again, trying to beat the crap out of demons. There are cool finishing moves when you kill the demons, like you dismember them, you rip them apart, which gives you a little bit of extra blood. You collect blood to upgrade your character and give him bonus moves and all sorts of crazy stuff. Think of it as experience points. Now, don't expect a huge, deep, branching upgrade system. It's very straightforward, very simple, but you do need to use it to progress through the game because the enemies do get a lot stronger. And if you're not upgrading your combos, upgrading your health, and upgrading other things, the game's going to get very, very difficult later on. I do have to admit that I have not beaten the game yet, but I have gotten about halfway through the game, and it's still super fun. The only complaint I really have is the quick time events. A lot of the quick time events can screw you real hard, and the reason I say that is it's very much an instant death situation almost any time there's a quick time event. So let's say you're trying to make a very specific jump and you think you should be able to make it without the quick time event and you press the button early. If you do that, you end up dying. Some quick time events with bosses, if you screw up once, you end up dead and you have to restart. Not all of the boss battle, usually there are checkpoints during the boss battle, but you definitely have to restart and you lose a little bit of time on that. Where instead they should have just had you lose a little bit of health or had the boss regain more health and have you try it again. These are kind of minor complaints. The big flaw with the quick time events is just the instant death thing. There are other issues with the game, like it does not perform very well on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 at all. There are a lot of frame drops, it can get very stuttery, and there are long loading times. But those are all minor complaints for a game that actually plays pretty damn well for the most part, especially considering how much blood and particle effects and parts of bodies are on the screen. There's just a lot going on. They could have probably optimized it a bit better so that way you can actually play a little bit better when you're trying to do a combo and there's multiple characters on screen, because the frame drops can screw up your combos, but it's nothing crazy. The actual blood effects in the game are so good. I guess that must have been the trade-off that Namco had to make while they were creating the game. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Splatterhouse. It's a really fun game, has a lot of cool horror themes. You're possessed by a demon mask. You're essentially Jason, just going around beating the shit out of demons and crazy bosses and you're going through these very dark, demonic, haunted house style environments. Yeah, it's definitely a game you want to play around Halloween, just because it will get you into the Halloween spirit no matter what. Like, it just has that effect. So that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, make sure you click the like button. If you didn't like it, you can click the dislike button. Either way, you can also comment in the comment section down below. If you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe and click the notification bell and get notified when any of my videos go up. Keep in mind, all through the month of October, there will be a video coming out every single day, so you can check back in every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and see a new video. And that's all for today. Hope to see you again tomorrow, and have a good one, folks.